A very good Thursday morning to everyone out there. Landon here in the driver's seat with you to bring you your latest weather or not Bowling Green forecast, courtesy of Ohio Valley Insurance. Let's jump right into it, folks. We've got a cloud deck sliding right along the Kentucky-Tennessee line. That's keeping us clear for the most part across our vicinity. That is the good news. But with that being said, folks, with clear skies across our vicinity, it has been a very chilly start for us in the great outdoors. Right Squirrel Weather Nest Cam, big recipient of the Walter J. Bennett Service Award up at the National Weather Association conference yesterday. A big congratulations to all of them. Overlooking Bowling Green and WKU this morning. You can see we have got clear skies for the most part. Got a few wispy clouds out there. Normal to be dealing with out there. We can look at similar conditions overlooking the Beach Street News Sky Cam up in Morgantown. Got a few wispy cirrus clouds floating around in the sky there, but otherwise, rays of sunshine coming up over the horizon, folks, and it is going to be dominating again today. Folks, it is a chilly, crisp start out there across the Wobbles community. We've got temperatures and dew points lingering around the upper 40s to lower 50s. Might want to jacket on before you head out the door. It is a little bit of a cool feel out there for sure. We'll be taking highs up to roughly the upper 70s to right around that 80-degree mark this afternoon. It's going to be another beautiful day to enjoy out there, folks, and it's going to remain that way for pretty much the foreseeable future, albeit some pop-up rain chances as we get into the start of the weekend. Take a look at the latest surface map. You know the weather story. We were talking about this yesterday. That area of high pressure located just north of the region is going to continue eastward across the Great Lakes, keeping those winds out of the north. Folks, that's what's lowered the dew points out there and really brought those temperatures down, with radiational cooling taking place throughout the overnight. So you can pretty much see this dome of high pressure stretching from the Great Lakes in the north and east all the way down into the Mississippi and Tennessee valleys to keep any and all weather systems at bay. So let's talk about what's going to be unfolding here over the next several days, all right? We're going to work throughout the remainder of the work week, and you will note this area of high pressure is going to stick around throughout today on into our Friday as well. And as we get to the start of the weekend, folks, right here, you can see it arriving. This area of high pressure is going to be churning winds out of the south. It's going to warm us up just a touch. It's not going to be terrible. We'll be up into right around the lower 80s. In that territory, but that's going to pull up some moisture up into our vicinity. So we can see here as we work throughout our Saturday, we get these clips of reflectivity that are popping up, and it's not going to be a washout by any means, folks, but this little weak disturbance could pop off a few showers for us in the Saturday time frame, all right? I do think the vast majority of us will be staying dry, however, as a result. And then very quickly, folks, we draw back out Sunday into Monday and Tuesday of next week with high pressure settling back in across the region. With that being said, folks, we're going to shift gears. We're going to look on into next week as well. That's whenever we got our next potential, rather significant weather maker that will be arriving. So here we are finishing out the week, and we're going to get this other little clip of a trough in here to keep temperatures below average for this time of year. And then, folks, we're going to turn our attention off to the north and west as we work throughout next week, all right? So all should remain quiet through the midweek time frame, and then, bam, take a look right there in the Pacific Northwest. We are going to have this upper-level low that is going to pinwheel eastward across the Rockies and then into the central portion of the continental U.S., Upper-level lows have the characteristic of overstaying their welcome. They get cut off from the mean upper flow, and then they just sit and they just pinwheel around and around, bringing numerous disturbances, multiple little cold fronts through. That includes usually gusty rain showers with colder temperatures. So keep your eyes on this upper-level low as we work throughout next week. Here we are getting into the Thursday time frame. Then we get into Friday of next week, going on into the weekend. There's numerous question marks regarding this upper level low. Models don't always handle these with great accuracy. So even though this on Saturday into Sunday is showing this still over the plains, this could very much be over near our territory here. So we will be needing to take note of this during the latter part of next week, roughly a week from today on into next weekend, as we could run into a prolonged period of just somewhat nasty weather on the cusp of these scattered rain and storms with these brisk northwesterly winds coming along with that. But at this point, folks, here over the course of the next 5 to 7 days, maybe 1/100 of an inch, maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain with that pop-up shower on Saturday. But otherwise, all is going to be quiet, and there's really just not going to be too much going on. We're keeping eyes out in the Atlantic, folks. Hurricane Lee continues to churn. It's rolling northward, continuing that track, and looks to make impact right along the main coast over towards Connecticut, Massachusetts potentially. But the more detrimental impacts looks to be up in the Nova Scotia vicinity. So that is good news for the bulk of the U.S. mainland. Your full 5-day forecast, folks, it's severe clear. Big ball of fire on the sky both today and tomorrow. Highs between the upper 70s to lower 80s. Dew points firmly logged down into the 50s. It's going to be immaculate. Progressing throughout the weekend, Saturday will bring that pop-up hit-miss rain chance. Sunday will dry back out very quickly, and we'll continue with that same song and dance all the way into the early days of next week. That'll wrap up your Thursday morning Weather Not Bowling Green forecast, brought to you by Ohio Valley Insurance. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a phenomenal next 5